And he's loose again. Edwards off the lane. Like a bat down to Edwards. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won. Right now, and they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Riley Williams. Goes for the three. Touchdown.
All righty, Nebraska fans, welcome into the next edition of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. And as you can see in the top left there, it's time for a season preview. And welcome in. I'm Brendan. I'm your host. My partner Trevor's out, so I'm going to be rolling solo on this one. Excited to talk about Nebraska. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of hype going on in this team, and we're a national, podcast show. So we talk, all the country, all the FBS, whatever. But a lot of guys that I see on Twitter, on Facebook, in the big, Fox and all that stuff, talking a lot about Matt Rhule in year 3. We know what that typically means. He usually does really good at program building. Nebraska, we're about to find out what I think about it. Honestly, you look at some of these national guys, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I kind of feel like I do, but we'll see. All right, let's talk Nebraska. And when we do that, we like to look back before we go forward. So I'll pull up 2024 really quick. And 7-6 season. You guys as Nebraska fans know, but if you're not a Nebraska fan, you're just watching maybe to scout for this team because they're on your team schedule, whatever. This is what you're dealing with. 2024, solid start. You take a tough loss to Illinois, in that first segment of games. And then after the bye, it just went to hell. Indiana beat the shit out of you. Ohio State was close. UCLA was a close loss. USC. Again, how many one-score freaking losses can Nebraska have? Like, I know you guys are tired of hearing about it, whatever, and you're tired of feeling it too. But at some point, like, God bless, man, the luck's got to freaking change, right? Well, maybe this year will be the changeover. And still, with all that, you still went 7-6. You went to a bowl game. You beat Boston College. So that's 2024. And when you're moving into 25, a couple things that I like to mention. Returning production from Bill Conley, 61%. SP Plus has you as the 34th rated team or toughest team to play. So the numbers look good on that. The advanced stats are kind of behind you guys, again, having the talent, the roster type, coaching, all that stuff. And you're building off a 2024 year where, again, you're 7-6, but you guys have the 94th ranked offense. I mean, it just at times just not good, just not enough to get things moving. But the defense is where you had such a nice season, 18th in the country. Now, I know coaching staff-wise, some things have changed. We'll talk about that now. Tony White's moving on. But Matt Rhule, again, he's in year 3. That's usually a big step for him in his program takeovers. Dana Holgerson, he's taken on OC full-time. And then John Butler, from what I read, is promoted from within. I think that's a good move, especially when you had such success from the year before. He's been around the block. The guy knows what he's doing. I think he's going to be a fine hire looking at this season. What else do? You got the transfer portal. So I'm going to pull that up really quick on my end and just kind of talk through it with you guys. When you look at this portal class, 13th in the country, 17 in, 38 out. A lot of key pieces here. Won't mention them all, but just kind of some quick ones. Dane Key, Nwaneri, McCullough, your offensive linemen that you got. I'm not going to name them all, but just the offensive line class I think is crucial to this season. So you guys got some really good ones there. You lost some good ones too. Not necessarily even if they're major starters or whatever, but just the depth pieces, who they transferred to. So that's things that I look at. Segrin, Rugaroli, Borkacher, tight end, James Williams, Uman Melian. I mess that up every time. Uman Milan, Butler, and then Weyer is another one that I looked at as tough losses. Forgive me for their name mess ups, but again, they're off the team, so you guys shouldn't really give a shit. Looking at the portal and what you guys brought in there, I think it's important to note that you're getting weapons for Dylan Raiola. We're going to talk about offense now because might as well just mention it. But the weapons are there. There's guys that have uh, proven production, the reliable catching ability. I guess I can take this down. Trevor's much better on the running the pictures than I am. I forget about it's up there sometimes because I start talking. But when I look at the offense, it's all based on Dylan Raiola, but he's got weapons now. So we'll talk. Let's get into it. Dylan Raiola, it's all dependent on his development going into his second season. Quarterback. Last year, 67% completion percentage. So that's solid, but there's still too many turnovers. The sacks, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you need to look for or look at, excuse me. But in all, 27 sacks, that's tough. From what I've been reading in the offseason, he's really worked on losing some weight, trying to get more more of that speed, more athleticism so that he can, run when he needs to and really get out of the pocket and even just create a little bit more. And he's just trying to build his game. And I think that's so important for a young guy to see that and to realize, hey, I can get better in certain areas. I'm not just, hey, I was a 5-star or whatever. No, I know I need to adjust my game to improve the whole team. So that's something to look for. But also 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. You got to dial that shit down, man. I know he's a young guy, but when you look at even like the Indiana game, 3 picks, no touchdowns. Can't have that. USC, 2 picks, 1 touchdown. He did have 71% completion, which is, that's great, but it doesn't matter if you're giving the damn ball away. So certain things like that he needs to work on, he needs to develop, and he will because he's young. People expect 5-stars to come in immediately and be like, just this godly, entity that can't do any wrong. And I'm a Michigan fan. And this year, we got Bryce Underwood coming in. And people are expecting this, him to just go off and just be this, and I know he's got the physical traits, all this. Got to temper expectations in year one of a young quarterback. I don't give a shit who it is. So that's my feeling on it. Year 2, look out. Raiola's poised for, having a really nice season. All right. So we talked Raiola. I think he's going to be just fine. Another year with Holgorsen too, and just Holgorsen also having a full season. I think it'll really help this offense. Offensive line, let's talk that. 3 returning starters. But then you got good guys coming out of the portal. We'll mention them now. Elijah Pritchett coming over from Alabama. Very important. That dude's a beast, 6'6", 330, and he's just strong. He's just a good offensive lineman. Rocco Spindler is one who everybody should, if you follow recruiting, seen his name around for years. He played at Notre Dame, got in some reps there because they had so many injuries. And he decided to come over to Nebraska and take his talents there. So I think that's also such a help, with just those 2 guys alone. But then you have your organic talent in what you have from recruiting classes. So I think the offensive line is going to be just fine. Step up a little bit, get this run game going. Allow Raiola to settle into the pocket a little bit more. I think there's room for this offensive line to really take a step. The running back is a question to me. Emmett Johnson, he's fine. After that, it's not really proven talent. It's talent, but it's not, like proven production. Even, on the running back one side, you want to see more. And it all depends on the offensive line. And if you guys can get this offense clicking and Raiola not turning it over and not trying to, force throws and play from behind, like all these things, control the clock, control the ground, you're going to win Big Ten games. So we'll see what happens with the offense or with the halfback situation. Let me know if you feel a little more confident than I do. Again, mentioned wide receiver weapons. There's plenty, a lot of young talent there. But then your portalers, Dane Key, Hunter is another guy that's coming in. That I think, he's coming over from Cal. He had a really nice year there. There's weapons for this young quarterback to lean on. watch out this year, guys. I think there's a lot of room for improvement on the offense. Lindemeyer at tight end. I want to see him get more catches. I want to see them use more tight end in general. It's freaking Nebraska to me. Like you need to use the tight ends. Um, and then another guy that's got a proven commodity, if you will, is Ja'Cory Barney. So I think the weapons are there, and we'll see what this offense does. I like what I'm seeing, though, as long as the offensive line meshes and gets it done pretty quickly. Defensively, last year, very strong run defense in 2024. I'm expecting similar things with the veterans that are coming back. Elijah Judy's a guy that's coming over. I think he's going to or that's there, excuse me, is going to be a key to this defense. He's going to control the center. Again, big body. He's a mauler. Defensive run, ability, run stopping ability is so crucial. I think he's going to be able to control that. And then it's the guys around him. Defensive end, you're getting a lot of portal help there. How quickly do they come up to speed? That's always a question. It doesn't matter, where they come from. It's just how well do they mesh? How well do they learn the scheme? You're getting guys in the middle also to help out. Gabe Moore coming up from Mississippi State, 6'4", 300 type. Nwaneri is a guy that I mentioned earlier coming over from Mizzou, 6'7", a big body in the middle. Not huge on weight size, but he's a big, strong D lineman. So that, again, so important. If you can stop the run, you're going to win games. You're going to force more passing. And, I mean, honestly, this linebacker core and the defensive back core, I think you're set. So if you can, again, control the run, you're going to force them into these talented backers. Linebacker set. Shavers is a beast. Portal help. You got a couple guys looking at, linebackers. McCullough is one that he got injured last year, but he's a big body, 6'5", 235, coming over from Oklahoma. He played at Indiana originally. Just to me, an impressive talent. If he can be healthy, okay, now you're cooking too. Watson Trent's another one up from Georgia Southern. So again, bodies there in the depth. Also up, veterans that have played. I like these units. I don't know. I like what I'm seeing. Defensive back, mentioned it. I think they're also strong there. Wright and Singleton, Rhett. Those are all key guys that are coming back. Andrew Marshall's a dude coming over, from Idaho. I think he can play quickly, and he'll step in at cornerback immediately. You got instinct at the safety position. I don't know, guys. I feel good about this D. So if the defense is good and the offense can figure their shit out, all right, Nebraska, you get now. I see where the hype's at. So let's talk about some schedule here. I'll pull it up. Over under currently is at 7.5, according to the Vegas odds. All right, pulling up on your end. I'll pull it up on mine, and let's get right at it. If I can actually get it to pull up. There we go. All right, Cincinnati's first up. Braden Sorsby, he's a talented quarterback. Again, we're a national show. We cover most of these teams. Every single Power 4 conference we've covered, and then we usually do about 10 to 15 group of 5, group of 6 now, contenders. So if you ever want to check those out, go hit up the YouTube page or the podcast sites. So again, Braden Sorsby, Cincinnati quarterback, they're looking to have a rebound year. Don't let them get you, Nebraska. Don't let them get you. Akron, don't even, okay. HCU, okay. Michigan. Again, I mentioned I'm a Michigan fan. I don't hide shit. I keep it straight up. There's potential that Sharon Moore is not going to be coaching that game. They mentioned a young quarterback coming into a hostile environment. That's going to be a really tough game for Michigan. They're going to have a strong defense again. I don't give a shit that anybody says, "Oh, they lost, Kenneth Grant, they lost, Graham and Will Johnson." Look, this team is still very talented. Wink Martindale has shown that he can adjust their defense. It's going to be a tough game for Nebraska. It's going to be a tough game for Michigan. Cannot wait to watch that one. After the bye week, Michigan State, team. Again, I was saying, waiting to see what Childs does. How does he improve? There's talent on that team. The coaching staff, I think they're going to be good for them. It's their second year, I believe. Yeah, off the top of my head, yes. And they just kind of, there's obviously been a lot of changes going on in Michigan State over the years. Um, I want to see how they do, but I think they're going to be good in time. Maryland's one that Mike Loxley knows that he's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot to, get this team lit a fire under him. Minnesota's got good quarterback play this season. I think they're going to be a tough one. Good defense there. Northwestern, they could be a slick one. Preston Stone, they've got wide receiver coming over from South Dakota State. That's really impressive. Watch out for that team. USC, I know it's USC. They've got so much talent. I don't know, something about them. People are saying they're a playoff team this year. I just don't see it. But a tough game nonetheless. Whether at least it's in Nebraska. And then you got UCLA. We just covered them. Again, go check out the YouTube if you want to watch it. And then you finish off with Penn State and Iowa. Tough schedule. Some people say it's not. Oh, look, it's Minnesota, it's Northwestern. Well, they don't fucking pay attention to the actual teams. They just look at helmets. And that shit drives me up the wall. Iowa's supposed to have a much better offense this year. Quarterback change. The defense is going to be stout again. It's always a stout defense. So let's look at, in my opinion, floors and ceilings for this team. When I look at the schedule, Cincinnati, we'll say losses first. I don't think you're going to lose to Cincy. I could see a loss to Michigan. I could see a loss to Minnie, USC, Penn State, Iowa. So, I mean, that's a 7-5 floor. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm sitting at on that one. I mean, if everything goes horrible and you lose one more, maybe 6-6. If everything goes the worst possible way, I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm going 7-5 floor. And then if everything clicks, if this offensive line goes and Rhule is able to take that next step, it's going to be a very dangerous team in Nebraska. And you could take down Michigan in week 4. You could start 4-0 going into the bye week, 5, 6, 7. Is it crazy to say that you guys could win 10 games? I don't think so. Again, I mean, I'll talk through it one more time just for my own sanity here. You beat Cincy, Akron, HCU. Michigan's got, young quarterback. Sharon's out. You beat them, in Lincoln. You beat Michigan State, Maryland, Northwestern, USC. It depends on how their offense churns. Well, really their defense too, because half the time they can't tackle. UCLA's dealing with the Nico saga, but there's talent there. I can see a 10-win season. I don't know. Maybe that's where I'm at, 10-2 as a ceiling. You guys let me know what you think. How are you feeling on this year? Do you see more than 10? I mean, I could maybe see 11. Like, holy shit. I mean, you could if everything goes great. I feel that's a lot of ifs to me. So I'm gonna go 10. Hit me up in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what your I hate seeing 5. What the feel is for this for this season. Whatever. It's an inside joke, but I make myself laugh sometimes. So hit me up. We'll see you in the comments. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We'll see you around. Take it easy.